Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasdev, the author. Nashta prayeshu adreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shlokir bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Regular attendance in the classes of Bhagavatam. Completely destroyed. Only service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agnyandhimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Jai. So we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 8, verse 32 to 45, and we are focusing on verse 42. So the name of the chapter is Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. Is anyone here for the first time? Okay, so just a quick recap that I want to give before we start. So far what's happening in this chapter is that at the request of Vasudeva, Gurg Muni went to Nand Maharaj's home to perform the purificatory process. As soon as Nand Maharaj saw Gurg Muni, he realized that he's an extraordinary personality, that he's Adhokshaja, he's the transcendental personality which is not perceivable by ordinary material senses. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, Garg Muni is also he incarnated as Nilambar Chakravarti, and yeah, even right now, even till today, the Srimadan Gopal deities that is carefully been preserved, that was worshipped by Nilambar Chakravarti, is still being worshipped till this very day. So anyway, Nand Maharaj asked Garg Muni, "How may I serve you?" Garg Muni replied that, "I'm here to perform the purificatory process. However, if I perform this purificatory process out in the open, then Kamsa might suspect that Krishna is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki." So Nand Maharaj suggested that we can do this purificatory process in the cowshed of my house, where no one else is there, only the relatives and the family members. So Garg Muni, agreeing to this, he carried out the name-giving ceremony for Krishna and Balaram. And then during the ceremony, he also explained like many things about Krishna, that how in previous lives he came in different colors, and then also like Garg Muni then informed Nand Maharaj that because you are a great devotee of Lord Narayana, your son will be the Lord has blessed you with the son who is equal to himself. So he went on to describe many transcendental qualities of this child, Krishna. And then after the purificatory process and everything is done, Garg Muni left home. Then soon enough, Krishna and Balaram started crawling and playing around in the whole Vraja. They were playing, they were doing all the mischievous activities, they were playing in the mud with the cow dung, and whoever saw them just looking at them playing in the whole Vraja, they just get very excited. It's so beautiful to see them playing and all. And then as they grew older, Krishna and Balaram started playing with a friend of his age, with cows, monkeys, and they're playing with them, and they were doing again the sort of activities like mischievous activities, stealing butter from the houses, and then teasing everyone, troubling everyone, just like Aramala Prabhu. And then everyone would come to Mother Yashoda and complain about him that, he did this. And everyone was expecting that Mother Yashoda would chastise them. But Mother Yashoda, when she sees the smile of Gopal, she just, like, her heart just got melt. And she was like, no, he's just my little baby. How can I chastise him? So that's where we are. And now we're going to read from the text 32. So,
Text 32. One day, while Krishna was playing with his small playmates, including Balaram and other sons of the Gopas, all his friends came together and logged a complaint to Mother Yashoda. Mother, they submitted, Krishna has eaten earth.
Upon hearing this from Krishna's playmates, Mother Yashoda, who was always full of anxiety over Krishna's welfare, picked Krishna up with her hands to look into his mouth and chastise him. Her eyes fearful, she spoke to her son and said,
Dear Krishna, why are you so restless that you have eaten dirt in a solitary place? This complaint has been lodged against you by all your playmates, including your elder brother Balaram. How is this?
Lord Shri Krishna replied, My dear mother, I have never eaten dirt. All my friends complaining against me are liars. If you think they are being truthful, you can directly look into my mouth and examine it.
Mother Yashoda challenged Krishna. If you have not eaten earth, then open your mouth wide. When challenged by his mother in this way, Krishna, the son of Nanda
Maharaj,
and used Yashoda to exhibit pastimes like a human child, opened his mouth. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna was full of all opulences, did not disturb his mother's parental affection. His opulence was automatically displayed, for Krishna's opulence is never lost at any stage, but is manifest at the proper time.
When Krishna opened his mouth wide by the order of Mother Yashoda, she saw within his mouth all moving and non-moving entities, outer space, and all direction, along with mountains, islands, oceans, the surface of earth, the blowing wind, fire, the moon, and the stars. She saw the planetary system, water, light, air, sky, and creation of transformation of Ahankara. She also saw the senses, the mind, sense, perception, and the three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance. She saw the time allotted for the living entities. She saw natural instinct and the reaction of karma, and she saw desires and different varieties of bodies moving and non-moving. Seeing all these aspects of the cosmic manifestation along with herself and Vrindavan Dham, she became doubtful and fearful of her son's nature.
Mother Yashoda began to argue within herself. Is this a dream? Or is it an illusory creation by the external energy? Has this been manifested by my own intelligence, or is this some mystic power of my child?
Therefore, let me surrender unto the Supreme Person.
Therefore, let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offer my obeisance unto Him, who is beyond the conception of human speculation, the mind, the activities, words, and arguments, who is the original cause of cosmic manifestation, by whom the entire cosmos is maintained and by whom we can conceive of its existence. Let me simply offer my obeisance, for He is beyond my contemplation, speculation, and meditation. He is beyond all of my material activities.
It is by the influence of the Supreme Lord's Maya that I am wrongly thinking that Nanda Maharaja is my husband, that Krishna is my son, and that because I am the queen of Nanda Maharaja, all the wealth of house and cars are my possessions, and all the covered men and their wives are my subjects. Actually, I also am eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord. It's my ultimate.
Mother Yashoda, by the grace of the Lord, could understand the real truth. But then again, the Supreme Master, by the influence of the internal potency, Yogamaya, inspired her to become absorbed in the intense maternal affection for her son.
Immediately forgetting Yogmaya's illusion that Krishna had shown the universal form within his mouth, Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap as before, feeling increased affection in her heart for her transcendental child.
Glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are studied through the three Vedas, the Upanishads, the literature of Sankhya Yoga, and other Vaishnava literature. Yet Mother Yashoda considered that Supreme Person her ordinary child.
Okay, now we'll be reciting the verse 42. Aham mamaso patiresh me suto Vrajeshwarasyakhila tapasati Gopyascha gopasah godhanascha me Yanmayetam kumati same gati
Aham mamaso patiresha me suto.
Aham mamaso patiresh me suto
Vrajeshwarasya
Vrajeshwarasya tapasati
Gopasya gopasah godhanasya ne.
Gotasya gopasah godhanascha me Yanmayayetam kumati samegati.
Aham mamasau atyasami
Aham mamaso patiresh me suto
Rajesh.
Vrayasa Kila Vitapasati
Vrajeshwarasya khila vitapasati Gopyasya gopasah godhanascha me
Yanmaya yayatam kumate samikati.
Yanmayayetam kumate samekati Aham mamaso patiresh me suto
Vrajeshwara
Jeshwarasya khila vitapasati
Gopyascha gopasah godhanascha me
Gopyasya gopasah godhanascha me Yanmayayetam kumati samegati
Aham mamaso patiresha me suto.
Aham mamaso patiresha me suto
Vrajeshwarya sikhila vitpachati.
Vrajeshwarasya khila vitapasati.
Rohan.
Third line.
Gopyasya gopasah godhanasya me.
Gopyasya gopasah godhanasya me
Yanmanayetam kumati samegati.
Mayayetam kumati samegati Aham mamaso patiresha me suto Vrajeshwarasya khila vitapasati Gopyasya gopasah godhanasya me Yanmayayetam kumati samekati. Synonyms all together. Aham, my existence. I am something. Mama, my, Ashok, Nanda Maharaj, Pati, husband, Eshaha, this, Krishna, Me Suta is my son, Vrajijeshwarya of my husband, Nanda Maharaj, Akhila Vittapa, I am the possessor of unlimited opulence and wealth. Sati, because I am his wife, Gopyacha, and all the damsels of the cowherd man, Gopa, all the cowherd men are my subordinates. All such things addressed by me are, after all, given by the mercy of the Supreme. Etam, thus, Kumati, I am wrongly thinking they are my possessions. Samegati is therefore my only shelter. I am simply instrumental. Translation altogether. It is by the influence of the Supreme Lord's Maya that I am wrongly thinking that Nand Maharaj is my husband, that Krishna is my son, and that because I am the queen of Nand Maharaj, all the wealth of cows and cows are my possessions, and all the cowherd men and their wives are my subjects. Actually, I am eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord. He is my ultimate shelter. Ishan.
Following in the footsteps of Mother Yashoda, everyone should follow this mentality of renunciation. Whatever wealth, opulence, or whatever else we may possess belongs not to us but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate shelter of everyone and the ultimate owner of everything. As stated by the Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29.
Bhoktaram yagnatapasham sarvaloka maheshwaram bhutanam jnatva mam shantim rikshati.
The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and the demigods and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material misery. We should not be proud of our possessions, as expressed by Mother Yashoda herein. I am not the owner of possessions. The opulent wife of Nanda Maharaj, the estate, the possession, the cows and calves, and the subjects like gopis and cowherd men are all given to me. One should give up thinking of my possessions, my son and my husband. Gyansya mahoyam aham mameti. Okay. Nothing belongs to anyone but the Supreme Lord. Only because of illusion do we wrongly think I am existing or everything belongs to me.
Thus, Mother Yashoda completely surrendered unto the Supreme Lord. For the moment, she was rather disappointed, thinking, my endeavors to protect my son by charity and other auspicious activities are useless. The Supreme Lord has given me many things, but unless He takes charge of everything, there is no assurance of protection. I must therefore ultimately seek shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated by Prahlad Maharaja, Bhagavatam 7.9.19, Palasya neha sharanam petalanushima. A father and mother cannot ultimately take care of their child. Ato graha kshetra sutapa
Sutapta.
mahoyam aham.
Bhagavatam 5.5.8. One's land, home, wealth, and all of one's possessions belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although we normally think, I am this and these things are mine.
Enjoy. So this particular pastime is quite popular. Even people in India, if you ask the non-devotees who are spiritual, if you ask them, even they would know this particular pastimes. But what is special about this pastime is that from the outside, this pastime is very sweet, but from the inside, it's more of a philosophical. Because here, there are different perspectives of different personality. Like Krishna has his own perspective of why he showed that cosmic display to Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda has his own perspective of why she saw the cosmic the cosmic display in Krishna's mouth. Our acharyas have their different perspective. Then Yogmaya has her own role in this Leela as well. So we'll discuss each of those perspectives. Before that, I just want to briefly explain. So like all the purports in these verses from 32 to 45, they all are like very important and more philosophical. Now we are not gonna read all of them, but I'm just gonna go in like brief. So what happened is that one day Krishna was playing with his friends along with Lord Balaram, and they just decided that we're gonna complain about Krishna to Mother Yashoda that he has eaten the dirt. And when they did that, Mother Yashoda, Mother Yashoda was holding her stick on her one hand. On the other hand, she held the hand of Krishna, and she was asking Krishna that, why did you eat in the dirt? I mean, in our house we have all kind of sweets. Everything is there. We have butter, we have milk. Then why do you have to eat the dirt in a solitary place? So Krishna replies that, Mother, I did not eat the dirt. They all are lying. He's acting very innocent here. And so Krishna wanted to increase the transcendental ecstasy of his mother's affection, acted like an innocent child, and he replied that, Mother, I did not eat dirt. They all are lying. They are all just, trying to make sure that you chastise me. That's how they are making up this false lie. Thank you. Lie. So to see for herself, Mother Yashoda asks Krishna to open his mouth. As soon as Krishna opens his mouth, Mother Yashoda saws this beheld an astonishing vision. Within his mouth, he saw the moving and non-moving entities, outer space. She saw the surface of the earth, water, fire, the wind blowing, the islands, mountains, oceans. She saw the whole intercosmic manifestation. She perceived the senses, the mind, the sense perception. Then she saw the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. She saw the time itself. Then the instincts of living beings, the reactions of karmas, desires, and all varieties of bodies. She even saw herself and the whole Vrindavan in there. And unable to comprehend how such a cosmic display could appear in Krishna's mouth, she was struck with fear and wonder. Mother Yashoda beginning to reasoning herself that, am I dreaming? Did I really just saw this? But then she was like, no, I'm awake, my eyes are open, I'm seeing what is happening. Then she again asked herself that, is this the illusion created by the demigods? Are they trying to put a spell on me or something? Is Indra trying to put a spell on me? But then she's like, no, I'm such an insignificant woman. Why would they trouble me? Why would they trouble to put me into this illusion? It doesn't make sense. So no, that's not possible. Then she concluded with a thought that it might be the mystic power of my child as predicted by Garg Muni. But then she was like, how come it is possible? I mean, he's just my little child. So she couldn't find the exact reason of what's the cause of the vision. Though simple and humble, Mother Yashoda could not discern the true cause of the vision. So the only thing she can. She surrendered to the Supreme Lord and paid respectful obeisances. That's the only thing she could do. Surrender was her only shelter. So it's a very important lesson for each of us here that whenever we face any difficulties or we are in any situation where we don't find the reason behind it, that why it's happening, the best thing is to do is just surrender to the Supreme Lord and pay obeisances. That's when our position will secure, and because he is the Sarva Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes. That's the only thing we can do at the time when we don't know what's happening around. So after being released from this vision, Mother Yashoda regained her natural state of mind. and then she understood the whole philosophy of life. In the verse 42, we can read that, she's realizing the whole philosophy, that I am wrongly thinking that Nanda Maharaj is my husband, that Krishna is my son, and that because I am the queen of Nanda Maharaj, all the wealth of cows and calves are my possessions, and all the cowherd men and their wives are my subjects. So she is having the philosophical realization here. But because of the influence of the Yog Maya, she became completely absorbed in affection with her child, and forgetting everything as it was like a dream. So the main discussion that we're going to do here is we're going to understand the perspective of each of the personalities, what Krishna is thinking, what Mother Yashoda is thinking, what Yogmaya role is in there, and what our Acharya is thinking. So here, why did Krishna show the vision? Is to please the gopis. So here the gopis, Prabhupada is talking about in the purport of the verse 32, is that gopis are the elderly gopis. That includes Mother Yashoda as well. So here, Krishna wants to please the gopis. Now there are three categories of gopis: Nitya Siddhas, Sadhana Siddhas, and Devi or demigoddesses. So Nitya Siddhas are the one, they are the Lord's eternal associates who resides in Golok Vrindavan. And whenever Krishna descends to the material world, they join them to perform these pastimes. Now, sadhana siddhas are the one who are attain highest perfection through rendering devotional services. And Devi or demigoddesses are the one who, through partial expansion, they take birth in material world to join the Lord's pastimes. So here, Krishna wants to please the gopis, first the elderly gopis. Why they want to please? Because whenever the gopis go to the Mother Yashoda taking complaints, Mother Yashoda never chastised Krishna, because Krishna would always react in a way where Mother Yashoda just couldn't able to chastise him. Krishna would smile sometimes, Krishna would sometimes cry, and Krishna would sometimes he cries and he do all this kind of stuff, these emotional things, and there's Mother Yashoda just couldn't able to chastise him. And so to please the gopis this time, he let this happen. The other thing is that Krishna wanted to increase the motherly affection. Krishna wanted to increase the Yashoda's motherly affection for him. That's another reason why this whole thing happened. Now, what's so that's the Krishna's perspective of showing the vision to Mother Yashoda. Now, what's the Mother Yashoda's perspective in seeing this vision? So here, our Acharya has described at this point that Mother Yashoda is thinking that I'm not dreaming, that I'm hallucinating, because she is perfectly healthy, or Devata or the demigods, who has nothing to do with this, because I am not a sage. Krishna is not God, because he's just my little child. So Mother Yashoda is thinking all this. But the answer given here is in the fourth line of the verse, Yan Maya Yetam. Maya here, there are three different meanings of Maya. One is illusion, other is Kripa, mercy. Third is Icha, desire. So here it's what Mother Yashoda thinks is that this Maya is about the desire, is the Icha. So she is thinking that Narayan is so kind to me that because he sees that I'm caught in this network of grihasthas, duties and all. I'm not that I'm the I'm the queen of that I'm the queen, that I'm the Nanda Maharaj is my husband, Krishna is my child, everyone in Vrindavan is my subjects, all the cows are my possessions. She thinks that way. So that's why, to teach her, to put her back on the track, that that all these duties that I'm doing, that is taking me away from Narayana, that I'm not worshipping Narayana enough. So to get away from this illusion, she thinks that Narayana showed me this vision in Krishna's mouth. so that I can become a devotee again and I can worship Narayana. Now here our Acharya is saying that the actual Kumati in the fourth line of the verse, it's saying Kumati means the bad thinking. So the Kumati is that the Acharya is saying that, the actual Kumati is to think that I'm dreaming, that I am, that Krishna is my child. That's the actual Kumati. What Mother Yashoda is thinking, that I'm the queen, Krishna is my child, is not the Kumati, it's the Sumati as per our Acharyas. So devotees, you see, devotees are doing great penances and austerities just to reach the level of Mother Yashoda, to be in that level where how Mother Yashoda serves Krishna, we can also serve that. And devotees are doing so much of penances, austerity, chanting, reading, and all sorts of devotional practices they are doing just to reach to that level. And Mother Yashoda is thinking that, Krishna is my child and that, and those are the Kumatis she thinks that is, but it's not the actual Kumati, it's the Sumati. So that is Mother Yashoda's perspective and Acharya's perspective. Now what's Yogmaya's role in this is that as soon as Yogmaya enters the whole, in this whole Leela, she just forget everything like a dream. And it was necessary because let's just imagine that if Krishna knew the whole, if Mother Yashoda knows the knowledge, if she knows the philosophy of life, then she would treat Krishna as a god. She would worship him as a god. We would not have get this nectar of, the affection that we see between Mother Yashoda and Krishna. So it was needed. The interference of Yogmaya was needed here. Whatever cosmic manifestation that Mother Yashoda saw, that was that cannot overpower the love that Mother Yashoda has for Krishna. It was the love which was superior to the Jnana knowledge. And why did Mother Yashoda return to this motherly affection? Because love stands above knowledge. When prema, pure love, awakens, the knowledge weakens. Yogmaya is Krishna's spiritual energy. It creates a divine illusion or forgetfulness, not to mislead devotees, but to develop that intimate relationship with Krishna. So Mother Yashoda's forgetfulness of Krishna is supreme devotee is not a flaw. It's actually a profound spiritual perfection. So here we see that, Yogmaya works for the devotees, drawing them closer to Krishna, while Mahamaya on their other hands, they would pull the conditioned souls away from Krishna to test our determination that are we serious? Are we really serious about Krishna? Are we really ready to go to the Golok? So that's the role of Mahamaya as well. The best example is of the cops. You see, when a cop caught a thieves, they would put the handcuff. They would treat them not in a very good way. They would, put them behind the bars and all. And the same cop, when you see a celebrity will come, they would treat them they will protect them. They would have this all the securities and all the protocols ready to make sure that nothing happen. So that Maya is the same way. So the internal energy of Yogmaya is spiritual, eternal, and blissful, while the Mahamaya just takes you away from Krishna. Yogmaya hides Krishna's godhood, not out of limitation, but out of the strength of the love. Any questions so far?
What is Kumati and Sumati?
Kumati is like bad thinking. Sumati is the opposite of it, like good thinking. It's also mentioned in the 4th verse. Yan maya yetam kumati samegati. Yes, Maharaj.
You mentioned about how love stands above knowledge. Just wanted to know a little more about that. If you could specify more about that. How is that so?
So, Mother Yashoda is not like, not a sage. If you can just take the example of this particular pastime, she's not a sage. But still, even though she's not a sage, she doesn't have like all the gyans of Vedas and all. The love that she has for Krishna is above all. So love is it's not like that knowledge is also superior, but in a way love overpowers that knowledge. If anyone has anything to add on that. Okay. Maharaj?
Sure. On the topic of this is my son, this is mine, etc. Here's some lyrics. All through the day, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. All through the night, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. Now they're frightened of leaving it. Everyone's leaving it. Going on strong all the time. All through the day, I me mine, I me mine,
I me mine.
I me mine. All I can hear, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. Even those tears, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. No one's frightened of playing it, everyone's saying it, flowing more freely than wine. All through the day, I me mine,
I me mine, I me mine.
All I can hear, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. Even those tears, I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. No one's frightened of playing it, everyone's saying it, flowing more freely than wine. All through your life, I me mine,
I me mine, I me mine.
Thank
you, Maharaj.
That's from George Harrison. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
George, George.
So Krishna has 3 energies: internal, external, and marginal. Internal energy is the spiritual. External is the material, and marginal is jivas, we, yes, living entities, yes. So so now, no matter how intelligent or dumb a child can be, the love that a mother has for their children will be the same. Doesn't matter whether you're a scholar or not. It's going to be the same. The same way Mother Yashoda's love for Krishna is the same. Regardless of how powerful or how knowledgeable he is. For her affection flows naturally, purely and constantly. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about Mahamaya. Like Mahamaya is the external energy. It is temporary and material. Creates confusion, duality, false ego, and it makes us forget by convincing that we are the body, and by filling the heart with self-centered desires. There's a quote that I just heard from one of my dear friend. It's funny actually. So it says that even in the material love, people forget logic. What to speak of the spiritual love? The banding of perfection in spiritual love is the highest spiritual perfection. Sorry, the banding of perception in spiritual love is the highest spiritual perfection. Yes.
Sorry, could you repeat the binding?
Even in the material love, people forget logic. What to speak of the spiritual love? The bending of perception in spiritual love is the highest spiritual perfection. And I have a question for all of you. Do you really think that Krishna actually ate the dirt or was he just like trying to taste his own creation? Yes, Ram Prabhu.
He wanted to taste the dust of Braj.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
He wanted to taste the dust of Braj.
The rest of
The Braj, like the dust. Vrindavan.
okay. You want me to
Elaborate this point.
Well, I think you should elaborate.
So Krishna wanted to Krishna used to go outside. He used to play with his coward friends, poppies and cows. He wanted to taste because all the devotees they used to play there. Cow used to walk from there. So he wanted to taste the dust of that brush because it is said that even Akrur when he went. He didn't ask for anything. He said that in next life I want to become the dust of the lotus feet of gopis. So in that way he wanted to glorify the dust of Vrindavan.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Ram Prabhu.
Prabhu, you were mentioning about different, I would say, point of view or perception. We can say.
Perception, yeah.
Perspective. Okay.
Okay.
You mentioned Krishna's perspective, and then you mentioned Mother Yashoda's perspective, and we have different teachers, spiritual teachers, who have shared their commentaries on these wonderful things. What should be our perspective while reading these things? Like which obviously it's really nice to read all of the perspective, but what should be our way to understand that?
Whichever you like the most, you can. No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
We should understand it the way Srila Prabhupada gave us.
Yes. Yes, Maharaj.
When Prabhupada describes this Leela, I always like what he said in regards to when she's saying, okay, open your mouth, says Mother Yashoda to Krishna. And then, because Krishna was saying, all the boys are complaining, So she said, okay, open your mouth, my dear son. And said, not only did she see earth, but she saw the earth, in his mouth. I like that. One more thing about Chaitanya Leela. There's another pastime that is similar, this parallels here, where he went to a place where there was rejected pots, terracotta pots, what you use for cooking, and he's eating dirt, and it's a very deep thing, conversation they had. The Lord wanted to go to school, and his parents were not so keen on him to go to school. He might get some ideas and leave home, like their other son Vishwarup. So, anyways, at one point he was trying to teach a lesson, and that is when he was eating dirt in that sort of rejected area, where the refuse is and all that. He ate dirt. We talked about Nimai Pandit, and she was asking, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "Well, everything's a transformation of dirt. This is dirt, that is dirt, I'm dirt, you're dirt, all those kind of things, like sort of Mayavad philosophy." And then she came out and said, "Well, that might be so, but if you take dirt and you make it into like a pot, you fire it, and then you can carry water in it. But if you just have dirt, you can't carry water in just a pile of dirt." So she was just talking about she was fine-tuning the philosophy of the Chinchivita Veda Tattva. And the Lord was, amazed. Wow, you taught me something very deep and rich. So that's what came out of that particular Leela.
Thank you, Maharaj, for
There
sharing.
was a learning curve from all of that, not just from Krishna, but we were sure we got to realize,